Okay. I haven't filmed in a long minute, a really long minute, because I've just been so busy, but I wanted to do a video before the year ended. 2020 is just around the corner, literally like a week away. I just wanted to do a year in review from last year to this year because I feel as if this is the year that I'm going to remember for a really long time, because end of 2018 and 2019 was the year that it kind of just clicked in my brain. Everything kind of fell into place. So this year I went to about 8 different concerts. I went to about 5 different theme parks. I went to 3 different countries, over 20 different cities and states. It has been insane. So in December last year, I left high school. I was like the one person in my year group of about 40 different girls that genuinely had no clue what I was doing. Even the people who didn't know what they were doing kind of knew what they were doing, but I just didn't. And I was so lost and helpless. It was literally the worst feeling. But my plan was originally just to work this year, all year, and then maybe go traveling in 2020, until my friend, my best friend, texted me in December last year, and she had already been to Camp America, and she texted me and she's like, surely you just sign up for camp. Like, you don't have to follow through, just sign up. I was like, okay. And I remember sitting in my bed and just grabbing my laptop, Googling Camp America, and then just signing up. And that was it. That was it. It wasn't any big deal. It was so casual. And I remember telling my parents that I signed up for Camp America, and they were so angry. They were fuming. Because this time last year, when I left high school, I didn't have a job. I had no money. I had no direction. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I had no experience with kids. Growing up, I did not like kids at all. I thought I was so cool for not liking kids. I just didn't know how to interact with them, and I think that's why I didn't think that I liked them. But now I've obviously realized that it's the best job ever, because to be good with kids, you just have to be a big kid yourself. I spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to get over for camp and to do my travel and everything, but it was so worth it. I met so many new friends. I went to places that I wouldn't even dream about going. I think this past year was translated into like a movie. If anyone ever made it into a movie, it would be like a really sappy coming of age story, but it would be like just from the climax onwards, like just before the climax and the happy ending. As great as it was this year, as much of a dream as it was so hard. It was so hard. 2019 has definitely been the most fun, but also the hardest year of my entire life. Especially after leaving high school and that feeling of like emptiness because I didn't know what I was doing. It sucked. It really sucked. For a really long time. So in January I went to Australia with my dad just for a holiday, for like a week. And I remember not spending any money because I was working so hard to get to camp. And I remember just paying off little bits every single week to my Cancun trips, my Airbnbs, my flights, everything. And it kind of all hit me at once when I was on the plane. I was like, this is really happening. Because it was all such like a short time span. Chicago was a really big reality check because I was like, I'm in America, I'm by myself. Well, I have my best friend. We are by ourselves. I'm gonna have to do this until September, where I just was by myself. And I just remember crying a lot because I didn't think I could do it. Because I was not independent at all. At all. Before I went over. And then after Chicago, I split up with Stacey. She went to Utah and I went to Ohio. And when I landed in Ohio, it just clicked in my brain. After leaving the stress of Chicago, I kind of just felt like I was at home immediately as soon as I landed, and I knew that I was in the right place. It was just like a massive realization. It was one of those kind of movie moments where you're kind of just like, yeah, this is it. Everything kind of just went up from there. I just remember meeting everyone and meeting my director for the first time and just hanging out and having a great time. It was the best experience of my life so far. Working with people from all over the world, making friends that I never would have made without camp. Making connections with these kids. It was the first time in my life that I really had properly worked with kids, and it was just really rewarding. I think it's one of the most rewarding feelings I've ever had in my life. And I know that it's not for everyone, but just like the kids really looking up to you is just like the best feeling in the world, and you want to be a good role model for them. And you want to help them out and do anything for them. And they weren't even my kids, but I feel as if I would do anything for these kids. And to make them happy. And our weekend trips away was sick. Staff training was the best experience of my life. And then just like that, it was over. It was the weirdest feeling after spending 3 months with people that you had never met before, living with them, eating, breathing, sleeping with them, and just separating. All like that within a day. And it ripped my heart out. It literally did. Some of them I will never see again in my life, and some of them I will see again this year. But like, just not knowing at that time is crazy. And then I started my big adventure again with one of my best friends in the entire world, Q, Abby. She was an angel. She took me back to her house in West Virginia. It was the best time ever. I had a broken phone, I was sick, it was horrid, but I had the best time. We stayed in central Columbus at her dad's apartment. We were just kicking it. It was sick. And then she dropped me off at the airport and I flew to LA. And once again I was by myself. I was way more comfortable with being by myself when she dropped me at the airport. Even when I was alone at the airport, I kind of felt so much more confident in myself than I was alone in Chicago just a few months before. I met back up with Stacey in LA. I remember it was a stressful few hours in LA because I thought I lost my bags and I thought I lost Stacey and my phone was dying and I had no Wi-Fi and it was stressful. As traveling is, you can't travel without stress. We stayed at Podshare for a night and it was literally sick. It was awesome. And then we started our trek. Our first stop was the Colorado River, so we stayed at Lake Havasu on the bank, and it was really, really cool. I remember it was so hot. It was probably about like 40 degrees. And it was just desert heat, and we were in tents, and it was horrible. I was sweating, but it was really, really cool. The sunset was beautiful, and trek was so quick, so we were in like different places every single day. So then we went to Grand Canyon. I've been to the Grand Canyon before when I was younger, when I was probably about 9 or 10, but we helicoptered in, so I never saw like the touristy bit of it, and it was really cool to go into like all of the museums and stuff and like the actual tourist bit on the side. I got a junior ranger badge from there, which means I had to do all this like research within the park, and I learned so much. Like, I still remember some of it. Like the river that runs through the Grand Canyon, it corrodes a piece of paper foot thickness down every year, and it keeps getting lower just by a piece of paper. After the Grand Canyon we went to Vegas. I don't remember much of Vegas because we slept the entire time and because we were just so tired from camp and being sick. And I was really upset in Vegas. I don't remember why, but I just remember keeping crying. I just cried a lot in Vegas. I cried and I slept. After Vegas, we went to Yosemite. So that was our biggest drive. I'm pretty sure we were in the van for like 6 or 7 hours during the day. I remember arriving in Yosemite and our trek leader wanted us to go on a hike. And Stacey was in jeans, no one was feeling it. And we went for a hike to the sequoia trees, the giant sequoia trees. And I was so excited for Yosemite because it's been one of my dream locations to ever travel to. And during the day, we just had free time. So I went on a massive hike to the Lower Yosemite Falls. We went to Half Dome. We went to the Mirror Lake. We went everywhere. We went to El Capitan. I basically got all the stuff done that I wanted to get done. And it was the best place that I've ever been in my life. If you ever ask me where you should go in America, in California, I will say Yosemite. Maybe it's because I'm a nature nerd, but like, we went to San Fran. I've been to San Fran probably about 4 or 5 times, and we like just did the Golden Gate Bridge and we basically just left after that. We didn't really stay. It's a really cool city. It reminds me a lot of Wellington. Even just driving around, it just feels like home a lot. And the houses are really cute and like everything's just really nice. And I love the waterfront and all the piers. And we Ubered from there into the airport. And then we left for Cancun. So it was literally Chicago, camp, trek, and then Cancun. There was no breaks in between. Cancun was literally insane. We were there for about a week, I think. It was tropical paradise. I remember living my best life. I felt like a rich housewife, pretty much. It was awesome. It was literally the best ever. I loved Cancun. It was a really good like differentiation between camp and trek, and then a 5-star resort in Cancun. Like, it was good just for a week. Like, I probably couldn't stay longer than a week just because I'd get bored. Hi, so my camera died. So now I'm here. It was Christmas Eve when I was filming that, and now it's New Year's because I've been really sick for the past week. So it's New Year's Eve today, which is perfect for me to finish this video on. Stacey and I flew back into the US and we flew to Orlando, Florida. We hit up Disney and Universal Studios for 3 days.
And it was really cool. I love theme parks. I didn't like the Florida Disney as much as I like the California one, which is an unpopular opinion, but I'm correct. The rides are so much better in California. We were supposed to leave on a Wednesday, and it was Tuesday night. It was about 9 p.m. and we get word that all of the airports around us have closed. Why? Because Miss Hurricane Dorian wanted to come party with us. She really did. She was out there. She was... So I was crying in bed. I was sobbing because I was overwhelmed and I just wanted to get home because I was violently ill and I wasn't loving it. We had to drive to Tampa, Florida, which had the only open airport that would get us to Chicago so we could fly home. We landed in Chicago and we were stuck there for 12 hours and then I was at home and it was the weirdest feeling. I didn't know if I hated it or loved it. But after I landed, I came back to Wellington for 2 weeks. I chilled out. I lived at home again just for those 2 weeks. I packed up all of my stuff and and then I moved to the Waikato. So now I live at the top of the Waikato and I do camp counselling up there for a school camp. It was the best job for me after coming back from Girl Scouts because I missed it so much and it's so cool doing it back at home and doing it with Kiwi kids, and I have boys and girls at work now, so it was weird for the first like 2 weeks having boys, but now I'm pretty much used to it. And I still work with horses up there. It's really cool. The bar manager there is my old horse riding instructor from when I was like 10 years old, and we've been like best friends ever since then, and so it's so cool to work with her. I am trained on archery, I'm trained on low ropes, I am hopefully going to get trained in other things as well, but I'm really happy with where I am right now. I am so excited for what 2020 is going to bring. So next month I have a festival with all my friends, and then in February I'm going to Hawaii, and then I'm going back to camp next year in Ohio. So I am absolutely fizzing to see all of my best friends again. I'm so excited to work for Girl Scouts again. I'm excited for the heat, I'm excited for the trips away, I am excited to be back off of this island as soon as possible. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who made my year this year. You guys are all beautiful, stunning people. I'm so grateful for everything that happened to me this year, the good and the bad, all of my cries, all of my laughs. It's been a year. I guess that's it for this video, but I'll see you guys next year.